Hello everybody, welcome back to the This is Persia achievement run. This is part 20, and in this episode we will be declaring war upon the Ottomans and taking as much of Anatolia as we can. Of course, the Ottomans are reduced to a very small power. In the last episode, we were able to take the island nation of Rhodes. They are now a part of our glorious empire, and our empire is expanded. As you can see, we have annexed Kazakh into the fold. Persia is massive. We are currently the second greatest empire in terms of score. Of course, this isn't too surprising, considering score is calculated from your administrative rank, military rank, and your diplomatic rank. Of course, I'm not even westernized. We're still a Muslim tech group, which is, quite a bit of a disadvantage compared to the Western tech groups, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. In the last episode, we took Rhodes, got a lot of money from that. We had a disastrous run-in with a French/Austrian navy, which destroyed our navy, and we've been rebuilding our navy ever since. Of course, now we have 400,000 active duty soldiers, which is tremendous. We're above our force limit by a little bit, and we are currently hemorrhaging money due mainly to our army maintenance of negative 167 ducats per month, which is absolutely staggering. It's the most I've ever seen in Europe Universalis, in fact. So, besides that, we are good and ready to go and declare war upon the Ottomans, who are themselves at war with Tuscany. So, let's go ahead and begin, shall we? We, of course, need all of Anatolia and the Greek provinces to get the achievement This is Persia, which is what we're currently striving for. I'm waiting now, before we declare war, for my troops to get to Anatolia. It's rather important. Also we're going to keep our men there on Rhodes. I think Rhodes has a bit of a, they have an unrest problem, so we're going to keep them there. Let's take a look again at our rebel factions, mainly just separatists and Yarkans. Last episode I had also taken some Yarkan territory, but instead of fully annexing them, I made the mistake of just taking 4 provinces, or rather 5 provinces, and they're not even connected. So, I'm making a lot of mistakes, and that's, it happens. It's not the end of the world. So let's go ahead and declare war on the Ottomans. I think that'll probably be a good idea. Well, actually, we have to wait until more of our soldiers are nearby. In the interim, we will be able to fabricate more claims on them before we declare war, thus allowing us more territory in the peace deal. Idea group we could invest in is administrative religious, and that's not going to happen, so we're going to skip that. We have lost a military leader, unsurprisingly, and because we have an admiral, unfortunately, we can't really afford to have another general, so we'll use our king instead. And we are losing a lot of money, even though we don't have a lot in the advisor department. Let's see how we can fix this problem. We, of course, need more rivals. We only have one, which is Tuscany. Lithuania could be a rival, but they're our allies, so that's not going to work either. Whatever, it's not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and fabricate yet another claim on the Ottomans and declare war. This time we will lay claim on Hamid. I'm trying to kick the Ottomans out of Anatolia, if we can get around to that. Of course, they're also at war with Hungary, so it's the time for us to strike. It's pretty nice, too, because we've been able to split the Ottomans in half. Of course, Edirne and Biga are connected by like a little isthmus type of thing where they can move their troops across. But besides that, we have clear shot across Greece. We're going to declare war immediately upon the Ottomans in January. So, right around now. And give me one moment as I actually time this episode. We're going to set our timer here for 30 minutes, as we always do. I apologize, I did not do this beforehand. Right, so that's done. Let's go ahead and declare war. We will be taking Bazak as the war goal. Very, very nice. And surprisingly, Wallachia will join us in this conflict. But do we want their help? Not really, honestly. If they take territory for themselves, that would be a disadvantage. So, right. We apparently never took Corfu, so our regiment of 20,000 Persians that have never left are currently taking the city. Sorry, I just find that to be incredibly hilarious. I mean, just it's really funny. We never moved our troops off of their territory, and now we don't even have to move them on. They're already ready and willing to conquer, so that's great. We will instead be focusing on taking out their Greek provinces, which we will do so in just a few months, actually. It won't take very long at all. Of course, our troops over here will be ready to take out the host in Hodavanger, if I pronounce that correctly. So we're going to be keeping one of them here. That's fine. And the Constantinople forces will... Well, we should be able to control this area. It's a bit ridiculous that we can't. We're going to keep him there. So pretty soon, yeah, we've won the Gulf of Varna. That was really simple. We're going to be moving our men to Kokhali. We've won the Battle of Udern. No surprise there. We're about to decimate the Ottomans over here as well. And we can even use our heir as a general, and he's decent. He's not like really good, but you know, better than nothing. We're gonna do that. So the Turks are about to get decimated. Really no surprise there. I don't even think they have any forts here besides Kütahya, so we're gonna make quick work of them. Of course, I'm just ensuring that we have a unit on every single province. We do. Cool. Are about to anyways. We have a free diplomat, which means we can press more claims. Upon who, you might ask? I don't know. We could probably start by laying claim in Arat. Arat's, you know, we could definitely use that. Although Manchu is at war with them, we should be okay because they are disparate over here. We will annex them so that we can deny Muscovy some Central Asian territory, as is, of course, tradition. So, with that being said, we've won the Battle of Athens quite easily, single-handedly, and the Battle of Kokoseti. We will now use our overpowering force to destroy the Ottoman resistance in Saruhan. So we're going to go ahead and work on that immediately. And what else are we going to do here? We're going to move our troops off of here. That's fine. Corfu has an attacker from the Papal States. I don't know how that was possible, considering we had a unit on there before they did. But the fact remains, we no longer can attack that island, which might be a problem if the Papal States decide to take it for themselves. Of course, the Ottoman army was destroyed outside of Saruhan. So now the Ottomans are basically destroyed. I mean, this is incredibly easy. Nobody's surprised about how simple this was. We will now use this opportunity to buy more ships. Let's take a look at our fleet. It is in need of more light ships, which we will construct very promptly here. Of course, our ships are a bit dated when compared to the rest of the world, but that's okay. Dated ships are better than no ships at all, is how I view it. So we put in an order for about 14 light ships, give or take. Papal States are attacking Corfu. Could be worse, I suppose. And now we just wait until we destroy the Ottomans. I mean, this is really simple, folks. I mean, nothing really challenging about Ottoman hegemony anymore. Challenging Ottoman hegemony. There we go. As in, the Ottomans are completely worthless. More conversions across former Kazakhstan, where we will be sending our Shiite missionaries to convert non-believers. Of course, now we have more and more transport ships here in the North Sea. We'll be using them to great effect. We have like 19 now, that's great. We probably have more than we need at this point, honestly. About 21... I count 21 merchantmen. That's great. I mean, not too bad. Right now, we are just going to set all of our ships into one pile so we can more easily manage them. Just like so. course, we took some more provinces. No surprise there. And we've got 10 more ships for our trade fleet. So we've taken Rhodes, no surprise as well. What I'm thinking about doing is that because I don't think I'll be able to diplomatically annex Yarkand, or maybe I can. It really depends on a few different factors. I believe to be able to do so, you need relations of 190. So we would get 25 more. For argument's sake, that's 125. We have a casus belli on them. 125. Military, 135. We can get them an extra 160. So we would not be able to annex them. What we need to do is we need to break our royal ties and our alliance. I think we have an alliance with them, right? We don't. Well, if we were able to give them an alliance, which they will not take, we could still diplomatically annex them. So that's not outside the question. So I'm not really worried about that. Instead, we could stop working on France. They're not going to ever ally us. No surprise there. I was trying to support their independence from Austria, as fighting France and Austria at the same time is a headache for any ruler, even the ruler of the best country on earth, of course, Persia. So we will instead be sending our men to improve relations with Yarkand, whom we will ally after the conflict. So we've taken all of Anatolia. Now Greece must fall. Really, really easy. The Ottomans are the sick man of Europe. But who are we kidding? They're not the sick man. They are the carcinogenic toxin that needs to be removed from the continent. And we will do so by force. We will remove them by force. Spain has announced us as a rival, which is great because in Europe Universalis, when somebody announces you as a rival, well, guess what? You can announce them as a rival too. So as soon as the war is over, we will be declaring Spain as a rival as well. Very complementarily. I believe the Papal States will probably take Corfu, which kind of angers me because, you know, I need that. It's part of Greece. Any Greek-cultured province, which I believe this is one of them, we require to fulfill the challenges, I guess, of the achievement. So we will keep our eye on that. Of course, now that we are almost done with Moria, we can sign peace with the Ottomans very soon. Who do we want to fabricate on? We want to fabricate on Gujarat. We never did ally Golconda. I have no idea why we didn't. It makes sense if we did. Time to fabricate more upon them. Let's take a look at the religious situation here. Gujarat belongs... What's the state is Shia. So Shiite Islam has spread actually outside of our borders, which is fantastic news. We eventually hope to supplant Sunni Islam with Shiite Islam and just completely wipe it off the face of the world. Eventually we will get there. I can't really afford to raise war taxes at this point because we are behind in military tech, so I will not do so. Instead, we've got more naval units ready to report for duty. We will send them out now. Check it out. Our brand new fleet has 40 galleys, 19 transports, 33 light ships, and 10 heavy ships. Not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Very, very interesting. We got some rebel factions too, of course, but that's not really a surprise to anybody involved in this. So, let's go ahead. Right, Samoria has been taken. Right, that's no surprise. Yarkand. We will see if we can ally them after we make peace with the Ottomans. Of course, the Papal States have occupied Corfu. Will they take it, is my question, because I'd like to just, you know, get rid of that now, but it's really such a non-issue, we don't even care. So, we've got a claim on pretty much all of Anatolia. Let's see how much we can take from those dirty, dirty Turks. We can take most of Anatolia, actually. Should be nice. But I'm thinking, instead of getting ahead of ourselves, why don't we just trap the Ottomans in so that nobody else can take territory from them? Because that's always annoying when somebody takes territory from somebody that you require territory from yourself. So we're just going to kind of cut open the Ottomans a little bit. Kind of do that. I'd like to take Athens too, but I can't really. Bazak, not Konya, not that, not that. If I could take another province that would be stellar, I can take Athens. So, you know, this is pretty nice. The Ottomans have basically been clipped off. Nobody can even take territory in Anatolia anymore, except for me, of course. This will give us 86% overextension. So we're about to have a massive rebel problem if I go ahead with this deal, but I kind of need to do this deal. Yeah. So what is this going to give us? This is going to take how much diplomatic power? 31. Should I do it is the main question. Yes. You know why I should do it is because if I ally Yarkand and make them a vassal, I can give them back their provinces. I won't have to core them. So let's hope this is good. I mean, you know, it's better than nothing, I guess. So they've accepted peace. Now we have crazy overextension. No surprise there. But on the bright side, the Ottoman Empire can probably be wiped out the next time I attack them. They are really weak now. We've got basic hegemony over all of Greece, and the Ottoman reservation is over here. Of course, don't touch the Ottomans. It's a petting zoo only. We can only pet the Ottomans. We can't really interact with them. We watch from the safe Persian wall that we've constructed around their territory. So right, now let's go ahead and solve the problem of overextension, because this is going to be a huge problem if it is not tackled early and swiftly. We need to take it out now before anything else happens. Of course, we will be establishing units in the territories that we've taken. Right, so what other units, or rather regions have we taken? We've taken Athens, Pyrrhus, or rather Thessaly, we've taken Macedonia. We should be okay for rebellions for the most part. That is not taking into account rebellions from other parts of our empire, our happy, happy empire. So Yarkand, I think you'll probably accept an alliance with me, would you? How much does an alliance give us? An alliance gives us 50. That's pretty good. That'll give us vassalization once we pay them off. So, not too bad. This will solve our overextension problem as soon as I feed them back their cores. In terms of economy actions, we will, let's see, send them a gift. We can send them a gift in the 21st of July, which is right now. Let's send them 50 gold so we can vassalize them. We can vassalize them on August, which we will do so immediately. On the 23rd, 24th, same thing. So now they're our vassal, which is nice. I think this will actually even allow us to core these provinces over here if we want to hold on to them for ourselves. And, you know, we might as well. I mean, I don't really see any point not to just do it ourselves. Unless if, you know, we probably just want to save the admin power. So we'll sell them back to Yarkand. That's fine. In fact, I think we just probably return the province. Okay. Well, we lose prestige. Do we even care? Nah, not really. It's only 10 prestige. Yeah, we don't really mind at all. We'll return these provinces. And maybe even sell back a few to them. Here's those provinces I took from you a few years ago. You want to buy them from me? Turns out they might actually want to. Let's see if we can get anything. We got like 21 gold. That's fine. And then the other one, we'll just revoke that one too. I don't want any overextension. Overextension's a problem. So let's take a look at our extension now. It's only at 90%. And I guess I'm saying only. That's, you know, still quite a bit. But it's better than nothing. So let's take a look at our provincial unrest. As you can see, the entire empire hates us. Basically everything in our empire. We are set back a little bit. Our next truce with the Ottomans will expire in 15 years, but that's fine. That'll give us enough time to react. I think our cores will even, yeah, they expire the day that our truce ends, of course. Always seems to happen. But what's nice is that there are still some areas that we have not fabricated upon, like the Greek provinces over here. And look at this. The Ottomans were actually able to take Kosovo back. That is pretty impressive, considering how much trash that we just went through. So we're going to solve the rebel faction / court construction process before I even attempt to expand again. Of course, the next target that I will pick, I've chosen Tunis. We'll take a lot of Tunisian lands here. If I could fabricate more claims upon them, that'd be nice, but we can't, so that's fine. We need more armies in positions that might be attacked by rebels. So that effect, I will be sending one to the peninsula, maybe one over here in the Caucasus, the rest over here in Greece and Anatolia. That should be fine. Of course, our former Bulgarian provinces won't have much of a problem, so we're going to leave that undefended. And, right, so we've got a new vassal, Yarkand. Not too bad. We could probably even diplomatically annex Funj at some point. Let's go ahead and work on improving our relations with them. I just don't want my name to look retarded. That's, you know, call me petty, but that's my biggest worry in Europa Universalis. You know, the names can always look really stupid if you're not careful. And I'm also hoping that the Papal State doesn't take everything here, considering, you know, I've fought tooth and nail for it. If they do take it, it's going to be bad for me. I'm going to have to go to war with the Papal State, who's probably allied with everybody in existence. Only Hungary, Provence, actually, which is nice. Of course, Provence is historically accurate, as the former seat of the papacy was in the French, or rather Provençal city of Avignon. He lived there in the middle of the Dark Ages, in the medieval period, when Rome was no longer safe for his holiness. As a result of, I guess, Gothic, kind of like Germanic pillaging and all that great stuff. So, our empire has a bit of a rebel problem. Surprise, surprise. I will try to boost the stability when I can, but at this point, it's really not worth it. We got +1. That's good enough for me. We've got a navy of 10 off of the coast of Athens. We're going to set it to meet up with the rest of the fleet as soon as the other fleet gets here, which might take a little while. More conversions spring up across the empire. And I know none of you really asked for it, but check this out. Through genocide, Persian is actually, you know, it's pretty spread about in my empire. I mean, we've committed a lot of cultural genocide, and that's great. I mean, that's, you know, I often say that this game is like is a genocidal simulator, and sometimes that's pretty true. I mean, as you guys can see right now, we're just kind of, you know, just converting some provinces. You know, Azerbaijan, you know, we don't really want that. We don't really want any Azerbaijanis. And Armenians, you know, we're not really cool with Armenians either. We're just kind of spreading the master race around here a little bit, getting back to the political map mode. And I do that every once in a while. I do spread the cultures around. It definitely does reflect the fact that Persia has held on to this territory for hundreds of years, which means that they probably would have a cultural footprint of some sort. That's a good way of saying it. We've got a free diplomat once again. You know, when is our truce expire? Sicily, 1755. We could totally attack Sicily at this point. And also, we should rival Spain. They're our rival. We can rival them. We can also rival Muscovy. Pretty nice. Now, who is Muscovy enemies with? Probably Scandinavia. Spain, Lithuania, and King. Well, we're about to get some better relations with Lithuania, well, aren't we? Because they are also enemies of Muscovy. Of course, now that we are at peace, I will do what I've never done before and actually ally the person that I've been trying to ally. Give them some stability here. For a glorious alliance system that we have on the periphery of our empire. Well, not really glorious. It probably would have been better if I allied Jaunpur. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. We've got a Gujarat offensive into Jaunpur, which is cool. And as I said earlier, as soon as our cores have been constructed, I will be moving into Tunis pretty swiftly. And also moving these ships that we got over here into the Aegean Sea, where they will meet up with the larger fleet. With any luck, like right now. Very, very nice. We even have 24 transport ships, which is a bit more than we need. But still, it's better to have more and not be in want than to be in want and not have any. So that's fine. What does our fleet need? Maybe some more heavy ships, actually, at this point. Or maybe three light ships to kind of even it out. 1, 2, 3. And let's make some more galleons as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 heavy ships for a total of 16. As we were stomped by heavy ships the last naval engagement with France and Austria. Speaking of Austria, our truce timer has expired with them. But I'm not going to be attacking them unless, you know, I have to. We still have Hungary at war with the Ottomans, but we will be laying more and more claims upon the Ottomans as well. If Hungary takes anything that is Greek culture, we will be declaring war upon them. Of course, they're allied with most of Western Europe, but that's not too much of a problem. We should be fine. So mainly the thing we have to be worried about is Ottoman separatists at this point. There are many of them. And I seek to carve for Persia quite a bit of Tunisian territory over here. We could, you know, morale is probably pretty good. We're going to go with morale. It's fine, not a problem. Could always use more morale. We've got a ship by itself over here. We're going to put them in the Aegean Sea to meet up with the other Persian fleet. We've got a revolt in our vassal state, which we'll crush it. I mean, it's not a huge deal. We don't really care too much about that. Now that our force limits have increased, we can work on expanding this army over here in former Kazakh territory. There was an Ottoman revolt of sorts, but we were able to crush it pretty easily. And as soon as our cores are created, I don't think we really have to worry about any other separatists. The Greeks might rise up here in a second, but that's to be expected. You would think that they'd be happy with a change in rulership, considering that the Ottomans no longer control them. Right, so that was pretty easy. Bavaria is always wanting my military permission. I have no idea why, by the way. So because we will be at war with Tunisia, we are going to do the overkill route and take a bit more units than we might even need in the first place. Of course, they'll be on standby if we do need them, so that's good. Building some more heavy ships, as I've mentioned earlier. And once my diplomatic tech increases, I might opt to decide to upgrade more of my ships, which would make the most amount of sense. We've gained a lot of core provinces, of course, and we're going to fabricate more claims on the Ottomans as well. Maybe even Hungary as well in the future. We might have to take some Serbian cores. Of course, Tuscany, we will probably be at war with too. Sicily, same thing. In fact, okay, I can't fabricate more claims on them. That's okay. We've lost the conquest Casus Belli on Sicily, as Tuscany has taken Calabria, unfortunately. We're going to gain piety, and we've got a revolt on Rhodes. Thankfully, we have a regiment already there. A Greece revolt that we have promptly stomped out of existence. Of course, our last two cores of Athens and Biga are under construction now. So, the Ottomans are at peace. The great news is that they still control all the territory that I need. No papal state or Hungarian army has taken any of that land, with the exception of Kosovo, which was in Ottoman hands. So now that that's taken care of, we could westernize, but we're not going to, as you guys have probably already figured out. I'm not about that jam. Consider be late, very late to the party anyways. So now that that's all said and done, we will be declaring war on the Tunis, which might actually drag us into war with the Ottomans. Check it out. That's terrible news for them. Great news for us. We are at war with the Ottomans again, and we might be able to just destroy them this episode. That would be so cool. So before I do that, are there any territories that we do not have a claim upon on the Ottomans? Edirne, that's it. So, good to go. Let's go ahead and do that. We can crush the Ottomans in one turn, basically, or 1 month. This is just like cheating. I mean, really dragging in co-belligerents. Really, really easy. We'll choose Cert as what we choose as the war goal. And you know, I can afford not to even have my general over here. We don't need him. I'll move him over here. Both of them over here. Right. So, moving in on Cert. And moving in really on everything, too. We'll also crush Inkataya. I can't believe the Ottomans just want to die this fast. You know, it really boggles the brain that after getting their shit kicked in so hard that they want to go back for seconds. I mean, This is the second time this episode that we've been at war with the Ottomans. And they can't really hope to delude themselves into thinking that this fight's going to go any better than the last time we fought. Maybe they do, I don't know. Fact of the matter is, we need some mortars over here in Central Asia. And let's go and see how the battle's going, shall we? I mean, obviously we're going to take the Ottomans out. That's, you know, really, really to be expected. Making our way into Tunisia. Is it Tunisia? I think it's Tunisia. Making our way into Tunisia. Very, very fast. We can take out the Ottomans from the war really fast as well. That won't be much of a problem. Do we have any cores still under construction? We don't. Very, very nice. The genocide in the Caucasus region is going really well. Perhaps the Armenian genocide will take place in this timeline, just under a different set of rulers, I should say. Ottomans are probably already ready to scope out of the war. Look at this. This is the fastest I've ever gotten 53 war score on anybody. We've only been at war for like a month? 2 months? I mean, they dipped out faster than France did in World War II. This is terrible news for the Ottomans. Ottomans are getting destroyed here. Taken out really, really fast. And as for the Tunisians, or Tunisians, however you want to refer to them, we are doing a good job over here. We do have some provincial unrest in the territories that we are converting. Not a surprise to anybody. And Funge is almost, we are almost able to diplomatically annex them. Remains to be seen whether or not I do so. I mean, I might as well. But the Ottomans, I mean, we've basically already taken all their territory. It's not, you know, not hard at all. We are going to surround Tunisia as we move in on the castle of Zurara. As we move on the castle of Zurara. Right. So I know my men are taking attrition. Not enough supply lanes there. That's, you know, it's fine. It's to be expected. No worries there. We've effectively skipped the truce period. Been at war within. We've been at war twice with the Ottomans in 5 years, and we'll take even more territory this time around. We can't move any more men this way without help from our transport ships. And you know what? Let's use our transport ships. Might as well. Sounds good to me. Might as well use it for something, right? In the meantime, we will be defending our fronts here. Of course, as I wait for our transport ships to get there. Ottomans in a very bad position. Surprise, surprise. Going back to Central Asia, where we have more units to group up. And we're starting to get more and more naval units as well. We've got a revolt in Yarkans, which we will crush. No problem there. Ottomans have been fully annexed with the exception of Corfu. Let's go and pull up the Ottomans. Okay, they're not ready just yet to accept peace on our terms. Battle of Yarkan went well. Surprise, surprise. Let's send our men back. We will, of course, be diplomatically annexing Yarkand before the end of this series. And we now have a troop on the Tunisian capital of Tunis itself, where we will attack from multiple fronts. We can also go ahead and unite our men in Central Asia, here in Kazakhstan. I believe they are just working on cannons, so we need one more Dragoon, and they'll be set. Take a look at culture. A lot of Persian, not a lot of Uzbek. We don't really care about Uzbek too much. And it's so cheap to culturally convert, but we're not going to bother at this point. Instead, we still work on Corfu, annexing the Ottomans 100% if we can. And also, we need to start focusing on Tuscany, as they will be the next major power that we will be running up and brushing up against, as well as Hungary. So we'll go and do that really fast. What else do we need to do? We need to merge these units once again. It's fine. That, of course, is my alarm, but we don't care about the alarm. That's just a suggested time that I end my episodes. We're going to make this episode a bit longer just because we're still at war. Moving in on more Tunisian territory here. We're doing quite well with ourselves. And our vassals are also doing really well. We got a Moroccan army heading our way. I will reinforce anybody that needs it. Corfu has been captured, which means the Ottomans are probably in a position to completely capitulate. We have an army marching in on Gadams, which we will move to reinforce. Oh, they've changed their mind once again. So we're going to keep our men there and wait for the area that Morocco decides to attack. We can improve our military tech, so we will. And we're going to also help out in Kef. Now they're probably heading back to take Tunis. I wouldn't be surprised. Yet another revolt in Kazakh, or Yarkand, sorry. We've got them moving in on Tunis, so we are going to defend it. Right, so we're going to move in once again. These territories. Battle of Yarkand we've won. Surprise, surprise. I really gotta stop saying that. There was no surprise involved in that. We are going to peace out with the Ottomans as soon as our claims are up. That way we can focus more on Tunisia. Conversions, conversions. Have to convert all those heathen lands. So, we've got some troops moving in on Uagla. Great. That means we are going to reinforce Uagla. We're going to wait and let the AI think that it can take me on, and then I'm going to move my troops in. They get there on the 29th of April. The fight's not going too well, but we were able to reinforce just in the nick of time while losing a lot of our men, but that was okay. We were able to do so with finesse, and we have won the day. So our men on Tunis will remain there as we are blocked by their zone of control, their fortresses. So we're going to wait it out. And let's go ahead and make peace with the Ottomans, whom we have a 99% war score with. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can take. We can take all of Anatolia, I think. But then what fun would the Ottoman enclosure be? Let's take Greece, because we're going to need these provinces, and without them we can't really do anything. Can we take any other provinces if we take all of Greece? Not really. It's still better than nothing, I suppose. If I didn't take Moria. Moria is worth a lot for some reason. I could take... Really, nothing is as good as just taking all of Greece. But then I'm left over with a lot of war score. What would Mohammed do? Perhaps Mohammed would rob them blind and take a lot of money out of war reparations. Well, why am I even saying Mohammed? We're Shiites, so what would the Ayatollah do? What would Khomeini do? I think Khomeini would do this. I mean, that's pretty fair. It's gonna hurt them pretty badly. Took more Greek provinces, and now they only have Edirne and the little Ottoman enclosure over here. So let's just do that. That's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and make peace with the Ottomans. So now we need to work on coring these provinces. Really, I only took 3 provinces, and I think the truce timer was moved up again to 68 instead of 65. That's fine. Really not a problem. And now all we have to take is Edirne and their other cities. That will be a non-issue. So, let's go ahead and continue to work on the war over here. Tunis is already at a low, I guess, war enthusiasm rating, or however you refer to that. In the interim of the conflict, we will be, of course, fabricating more and more claims on Gujarat. And just really just destroying Tunis as well as we can. And then I'll end the episode. This is a good episode. I mean, you can see how clipped the Ottomans are at this point. I think we'd probably fully annex them next time we get around to it. We're getting a peace offer from Tunis, but we're not going to accept it. We don't accept peace offers from Tunis. Still waiting on our vassal to take this territory. Of course, Corfu is actually Catholic, one of the only Catholic provinces we control. We are now going to work on taking Tugart. And let's go back over to Central Asia, where I believe we have all of our units now ready and willing to join the cause. And in Eastern Mediterranean, Wallachia, a war against Hungary. This is a war that they've started. Hungary is allied to literally everybody. Wallachia has been warned by Lithuania, so they may intervene. We're going to decline that, because Bulgaria is not, or Wallachia is just not worth it. I'm sorry, Wallachia. That sucks to suck. But, you know, it is what it is, man. We can't always bail you out. Alright, so we're going to work on more of these territories, working our way into the interior of Tunisia, while also taking as much territory as possible. We will be joining our fleets, and what can we use? We can use better relations over time, that's fine. And for summit modifiers, that's cool too. Can't really afford the really, really good advisors right now, so that's okay. Taking Togart. We're going to be moving onwards. Are we at war with Slumkin? We are not. That is good. We probably could do a bit of damage to Morocco if we so chose to do so, but we don't really need to, honestly. 100% war score with Tunisia is fine. We've lost a battle, actually. We were stack wiped by an army of Morocco. That is not good. That means I have to rebuild yet another army. I'm not going to get around to that just yet. So we need to pull back, so that we are not so defenseless here when the bigger army comes into town. So we could stack wipe them, as they have a relatively low morale. I will wait until we've taken these territories, which we just did. They're moving in on Kef, which is fine. Let them. I want them to get there. They get there on the 25th, and now we are going to attack and destroy them. That is seriously no surprise that they're about to get destroyed. How are my corps doing? They're doing really pretty well. We have destroyed both the Moroccans and the Tunisians. Stack wipe them. And now we've basically won the war with Tunis. This is just a formality where we're going to take some Moroccan territories so they get out of the war, which will in turn increase our war score, which will be good. Can we fabricate more claims than the Ottomans? No, we can't. That's fine. We have more diplomats than we know what to deal with at this point. I'm not going to accept peace until I fully take more land and territory, which we've just done. Now this unit can merge to make one army, merge to make one navy, and oh, look at this. Tunis has a little island. That's cute. Well, we're about to take it, because we don't want them to have anything, really. And both of these co-belligerents, I think we could probably take out of the war eventually, especially Morocco, considering we took some of their territory. First, we need to take out Tunis, though, and we'll get better terms if the war is dragging on as we are in the lead. Pretty soon, we are going to get war exhaustion, though. This always happens. So, okay. Now we're in a good place to negotiate peace. Messina will not take peace with us. And neither will Morocco, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. We might have to take the Moroccan capital, which is Fez. That's fine. We can go ahead and do that. We're just going to march around the sovereign nation of Tlemcen. Nobody will even mind. Nobody will even notice, perhaps. Truce with Sicily and Floride has expired. That's good. We will take their capital, and then they will want peace with us, hopefully, as we've already taken most of the territory over here. Morocco has reconsidered its position on Persia, and we're going to convert a few more counties to our religion, the Shiite master faith. So we're almost getting to peace. Of course, I'm going to make peace with Morocco, get a lot of money out of them, just that they're out of the war. Take my men back across this territory over here. And Morocco, what can we get out of you? We got 22 war score on you. Probably get a lot of money. Well, not as much as we'd probably want. Let's make some war reparations off of them. That's great. And, you know, we'll annul some treaties with you, too, because we hate you. Can't do it yet. You know what? This is fine. It's not a big deal. Get some money out of them. That's good. We're still at war with Janneh and Messina as well. But Messina will set peace with us pretty soon. Janneh, we're kind of too far away from Janneh, so we're not going to really worry about that too much. Instead, we're just going to fast forward and wait until we can make peace with Messina, which should be pretty soon. And go ahead and call all of our naval units into one little convenient area. We can make some more ships as well. We're going to make, let's say, 10 more light ships. Might as well, for trade. And now we're making quite a bit of money, as we have war reparations starting to flow in addition to the spoils of war. So Yarkand is westernized, and they're my vassal. Go figure. Will Messina accept peace with me? That is the question of the year. Pretty soon. Very soon. But not soon enough. Not as soon as I'd like. Let's see what peace Tunis will give us. They're only going to give us... Yeah, that's not going to happen. We're going to take way more than 2 provinces. We will accept Ramadan. That's fine. And we could work on some trade ideas. Global trade power is not too bad. And we get a merchant on the second one. But we probably need to work on diplomatic tech as well, while our money is increasing exponentially. Let's measure the world. We can do that. That's fine. We get some more administrative efficiency, which will be very, very beneficial in the peace treaty to come. Of course, our cores, I think, are almost complete. Oh, they're already completed. That's good. And now we play the waiting game, where perhaps our vassals have marched into Janneh. They have not. That would have been nice. Pretty soon, though, we will be able to make peace with both of the allies and co-belligerents of Tunis. It's a shame that I can't march down there easier. You know, maybe if I had territory over here west of Funj, but I don't. And I'm not going to bother really attacking them. It's too much work. So we're just going to sit this one out. Of course, at this point, the next episode, we need to figure out who to attack, because we've already basically carved our way through North Africa. I guess I can work on Italy or Hungary. Really, any one of these European countries. We could push into Europe perhaps a bit more than the challenge stipulates. We've got more naval units popping up in the Eastern Mediterranean, as was the plan initially. And we're making quite a bit of money off of war reparations. Let's take a look at how much is war reparations. 4.87, not too bad, grand scheme of things. I think now that we've been at war for a while, we can make peace. Next turn. That's fine. So now we can make peace with Messina. Maybe even Janneh. Well, next turn. I should say. I keep saying, like, next turn, next turn. Messina no longer wants to be at war with us. Great. They'll take peace. Cool. That's nice. What about Janae? How far are they from it? No, they're too far. We're not going to worry about them. So let's go to the discussion board with Tunis and see the negotiating table and see how much territory we can take. Turns out we could probably take quite a bit with our administrative efficiency, but my problem is we don't have a lot of admin power to core this territory. So I think that's probably a pretty good extent to what we want right now and what we can afford to give us 27% overextension. Maybe we can work on, like, you know, a little bit more. I just don't want to go crazy with this. How much dip will this take? This will take 57 dip. Let's take a lot of money from Tunisia, and war reparations. That should work. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. That's awesome. Persia is sprawling now. They're really big. Or we are really big, I should say. Really nice. What is going on in Yarkand? We've got some reactionaries in Yarkand. I have no idea why. But we will crush them. And I want to thank you guys for watching this episode. I'm basically just going to manage the overextension now. And make all of these cores. It's going to take a while, of course, with the amount of admin power that will be required in administering all these cores. So guys, once again, stay tuned for part 21. I think part 21 will be the last episode of the series. We will be able to wipe out the Ottomans. And I'm going to go ahead and skip a few years too between episodes just so that I can work on coring all of this territory and crushing rebellions. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on episode 21.